Hey Brat Gang, welcome to another episode of Veronica Got Locks But Keep a Wig. We're going to go step by step and get as detailed as possible with this install. So the first thing I did was use some Got2b to act as a holding spray for her edges. I sprayed them along her edges and I brushed them back to make sure that I was really getting all her edges out the way. And then I blow dried them to really mold them into place before I put on the ball cap. Next, I gathered all her hair in the back of her head as if I was going to put it in like a low ponytail. And then I had her help me put the cap on because one of my hands was still holding the ponytail. Half of the hair in the ponytail gets tucked under one side of the head and the other half of the hair gets tucked under the other side of her head just so it won't create a big bulge on the bottom of her head. Next, I cut a hole and pull her ears out of the hole on both sides of the cap just to make sure that the cap is laying as flat as possible on top of her ear across her forehead. I only go in with one layer of glue to lay the ball cap right in front of the hairline, and I use a rat tail comb to thin out and even out this layer of glue across the hairline and on top of the ears. So when the glue dried clear, I went ahead and I started cutting off the excess cap in front of the glue. But then, I don't know, halfway I just said, ooh, let me put it on makeup. But I don't think it matters whether you put on makeup and then cut the excess or cut the excess first and then apply the makeup. I usually just apply the makeup before I cut, so I just ended up putting on the makeup before I finished cutting. Saw somebody commented under one of my videos talking about why did you put the cap. I put the cap because when I put the wig on, I don't want you to be able to see her black dreads underneath the lace because lace is thin and you'll be able to see stuff like that. So I create a bald cap and I put makeup that's her skin color so it could just look like she got a bald head under this wig and that this wig is actually growing from her scalp. You put on a bald cap to create more of a scalp light finish. Now I'm going in with my first layer of glue, and this layer of glue is not for the ball cap because that's already on. This is for the actual wig. I go in with 4 layers of glue total. I like to do one half of the head at a time. The same way I thinned and evened it out for the ball cap is how I thin and even it out across the hairline. I don't bring that too far across the hairline because I don't want to apply a wig onto somebody's eyebrows, but I do make sure that I do like a thick enough width of glue so that this wig can actually last her more than 2 days. I'm going in with my second layer of glue right now, and your first layer doesn't necessarily have to be dried clear before you go in with your second, third, fourth layer. As long as you are thinning out and evening out these layers of glue, like until you cannot thin it and even it out no more, it's all going to dry clear regardless at the end of it. So I only showed you guys me doing 2 layers of glue because it's really repetitive, but I really did apply 4 layers of glue before I went in and put this wig on. All 4 layers dried clear before I went ahead and put the wig on. We used this wig before in another install or several installs. I think some of them are already on my YouTube channel if you want to go watch the last one, and I'll link it up here. But I like to start tacking down the wig in the center and I hold it down for a little second before I move on. This is not no sped up clips or nothing, so you can see exactly like the pace that I'm moving in. And then I move on to the sides of a wig and I'm really going to tug the wig as tight as I can, applying it like a couple inches at a time, not just the whole side and the whole other side, because that could cause your wig to start getting ripples and start not looking flat. So to make sure that the wig is as tight, as flat across the hairline as possible, I like to go a couple inches at a time, and I like to press that in with my finger and press it in with my rat tail comb, really to make sure that it's sticking to the base of the layers of the glue. Before I move on to the other side to do the same thing, if I don't have like a piece of lace for her to hold on to because it's not a new wig, I just get a little piece of hair that I can have her tug and hold on to, so that while I'm tugging and pulling the other side, the wig don't start peeling off and getting out of place from where I just put it. As she's still pulling down the sideburns on both sides to make sure that this wig is staying down and tight, I'm untucking her ears from up under the wig, and I'm pressing in the hairline into the glue softly so that it don't leave like no stickiness on the hairline, but I'm still pressing it into the glue, and I'm combing the hairline back before I tie it down with like an elastic band, and I allow it to blow dry on the heat setting with a blow dryer for about 5 to 10 minutes. The longer you keep it on, the longer you blow dry it, the more melted your wig will be. But these girls don't be having no patience for that, so 5 to 10 minutes it is. And if it starts sliding off, that's their business. When I took the band off, this is what the hairline looked like, and I just combed through it, make sure that no hair was facing forward when it should be going back, you know, softening the hair up because it might be like a little sticky, it might be a little crunchy because it was just being pressed down by the band. Now I'm going along the hairline of the lace, and I'm finding any little pieces that might not be laying down because there was not no glue up under that piece. Then I add 4 layers of glue under any piece that I see was not laying down. If I can't really tell if something is stuck down or not, I just brush my hands, the palm of my hands along it backwards, and if it lifts, then it needs some more glue under that piece. As soon as all of the glue that I applied dry clear under those pieces that was not laying down, I just press them down. This is a transparent lace. That's why it still kind of got that white cast in front of the hairline, because if it was a HD lace, after you melt it down one time, the white cast is not really white casting. It looked more like skin, but because this is transparent, I went along the hairline and I dabbed some more makeup on the parts that I felt like was just standing out too much, looking too white, and then I started to part out her side part. Here I'm using my hot comb just to get the top of the wig along each side of the part flatter than what it currently is. I should have went in right now with my Got to Be spray and tied down the hairline, let it blow dry again for the second time. I don't know why I did this, but I started sectioning out the swoop that I was going to be using for this baby hair. I don't know why I did that, because I feel like when you cover up the lace before you spray it with Got to Be, it doesn't get the lace as melted as it should. Like right now, you can see a line underneath that baby hair that I sectioned out that I have her holding, and you'll still be able to kind of see that line even after I gel down and mold down her baby hair, and I don't like that. So if I was you, I would definitely spray the hairline with all the hair still pushed back with no baby hair parted out first, because that way you're going to get the lace to be really melted underneath the baby hair, and you won't be able to see the lace under the baby hair, just a line. Like, what the hell is that? But anywho, girl, I sprayed the hairline with Got to Be. I combed it back to get all the hair along the hairline out the way, and I'm having her blow dry it. Hopefully she actually hold the blow dryer to her hair this time. But as she's blow drying her hairline, I'm using my wax stick. Look where the blow dryer is, y'all. Look where it is. As I am allowing her to blow dry the hairline. I'm using my wax stick and I'm hot combing the very top to get it flat, because a wax stick is going to help you really mold out the top of your head to get it flat. And I even parted out through the frontal to make sure that I'm getting sections through the frontal flat as well, not just the very top. And then I took the band off. Now I'm combing through the hairline to make sure that none of it is crunchy, because it got to be. And then I'm using my hot comb in order to hot comb this section going back, because it's supposed to be like tucked nice and neat behind her ear. Before I start molding the baby hair, I'm just plucking some of the hair out of this section because I don't want it to be too thick. And then I curl the baby hair. The sideburns were already parted out, I guess permanently just sticking out that way due to the last install. They just molded in place, but I did go ahead and curl them too. And I like to use the Got To Be in the yellow bottle in order to mold down and shape baby hair. I'm not really going to say much about what I'm doing here because I have a whole other deep side part tutorial where I was very detailed about the positioning of baby hair, why you should do it like this so it can look right. So if you want more details on this, then I suggest you go watch that video, which is linked up here. Now you're going to see me start styling like the top pretty much. I sprayed the hairline with Got To Be, and I'm using my rat tail comb just to push the hairline back, make sure all the hair is positioned in place how I want it to be, and to kind of like dry it down and to shape it, I'm using my hot comb over that as well. You'll also see me using Got To Be at the very top of the head, like on either side of the part, and combing that holding spray into place to help train the hair to lay down in a way that I want them to lay down. And after I use Got To Be as my holding spray, in order to dry it down to really keep the top like molded and in place, like if she go outside and it's windy, the top of her head is not going to be like, it's not going to get messed up, because I'm blow drying the Got To Be spray down so that it could really hold the hair. I actually got this from Arrogant Tay. He be like spraying the edges brush with Got To Be, and he be brushing the hairline with that to get it neat and to get it flat. And while I'm doing that, I had her get the blow dryer, so while I'm brushing the hair into place where I want it to be, it's drying down into place exactly where I brushed it at the same time. See how flat and neat it is at the top? That's the goal. But now I'm getting ready to curl it, and before I curled it, I just went along the whole head and I sprayed it with a heat protecting spray. And I'm actually going to curl it using like this method that I learned on TikTok. Oh yeah, I did also clean out the part. I added some concealer to the part to make the part pop out more. But on TikTok, I saw that people was spraying hairspray, and I used, oh yeah, and I flat ironed the very top. I didn't go all the way to the ends, but I want the top to be neat and straight, and then I want it to go into a curl. I don't want dents and lines at the top of the head after I let this curl drop. Anyways, so on TikTok, I saw that people would spray the hair with a light hold hairspray or whatever hairspray they use. I was using the Sebastian hairspray, and then while the hair is in the curling iron, they spray hairspray on it, and supposedly it's supposed to make the hair get a better hold. Me and her went out after this to go buy like some Christmas decorations because we filmed this in December, and her hair had already dropped when we was out shopping. So no tea, no shade, but where she got this hair from, your hair don't hold no curls, baby. I don't know what you could do about that, but it's a problemo. But yeah, so I learned this little technique on TikTok, and I like it. When I like curl my hair, my own hair from my company, House of Vane, I'll leave the discount code on the bottom of the screen if you want to shop some hair that could hold a curl. When I use this technique on my hair, my curls hold for like days. Actually, I went to the gym with some day old curls, and my friend was like, oh, you just curled your hair? I'm like, no girl, I did this days ago, it's just still holding. So you should try this technique. I was talking a lot, so if you didn't catch that, spray the hair with a hairspray, curl it while it's in the barrel, spray it with the hairspray again, and you should have some nice curls. But you got to use a soft hold hairspray, not a hairspray that's gonna make your hair crunchy. Oh yeah, and I have a whole video about cutting and curling if you want to go watch that, since I didn't really talk about how I'm curling in this video. Before I went throughout the hair and combed out the curls with a wide tooth comb so that I could really have the curls take their place, I sprayed the hair one more time with the hairspray that I was using, and then I combed them out with the comb. If I felt like I didn't like how a curl was falling, I went back in and I curled it over. That brings us to the end of the video. That's all I did pretty much. I also used some spritz at the very top just to lay down any flyaways. It probably would have looked a little cuter if I would have cut some layers, but I don't know if she wanted to do that or not. But that's all I did, y'all. If y'all enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video because that really does help me a lot. Talk to me in the comments if you got something to talk to me about. Subscribe to my channel if you like content like this, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.